Heads of state and government of the 6 leading industrial countries met for the first time in 1975 to discuss the global economy as the world reeled from the first oil shock and subsequent financial crisis. This summit was hosted by France and brought together France, Germany, Italy, Japan, the United Kingdom, and the United States. These countries were known as the Group of Six, or G6. At this first G6 summit, they adopted a 15-point communique and agreed to meet once annually under a rotating presidency. In 1976, Canada joined the group, which henceforth became known as the G7. These 7 largest economies represent more than 50% of the global net wealth. In 1998, Russia was formally admitted to the group, making it the G8, but would later in 2014 be suspended from the group for violating the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Ukraine after the annexation of Crimea. The G7 meets to discuss various issues affecting the global economy, such as security, energy, health, environment, justice, terrorism, trade, labor, social development, and food supply. President Uhuru Kenyatta attended the 43rd G7 summit in Taormina, Italy last year, where he delivered a landmark speech on the challenges brought about by innovation and development in Africa. Nigeria, Tunisia, Niger, and Ethiopia were the other African countries invited to that summit, but only President Kenyatta was slotted to speak. This was a key milestone which rubber-stamped Kenya's pivotal role in the African continent. In his address, President Kenyatta called for more support to Africa to reduce poverty, address climate change, and promote democracy. His speech read in part, and I quote, "Indeed, right across the continent, opportunities beckon. To seize them, we will have to work together. The rewards are beyond calculation. A freer, more prosperous Africa is a more secure Africa. A freer, more prosperous Africa is a vital partner in solving some of the world's most pressing problems: poverty, immigration, climate change, and terrorism." End of quote. The president called for collaboration in the fight against terror, which he said is a global threat that requires all countries to have a common response. He also called for the rule of law and democracy. He said, and I quote, "Our people are free to choose their government, free to make their views heard, free to start and grow a business. That is the answer to the call of radicalism and violence. Only democracies can correct the abuses of power that breed the grievances on which terror is fed." End of quote. On the sidelines of this summit, President Kenyatta held talks with world leaders on key issues like trade, security, innovation, maritime affairs, and health. Such meetings have helped Kenya forge stronger bilateral ties. This year, President Kenyatta is scheduled to attend the 44th G7 summit in Canada at the invitation of Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. The meeting will focus on 5 themes, namely promoting gender equality and women empowerment, working together on climate change, oceans, and clean energy, investing in growth that works for everyone, preparing for jobs of the future, and building a more peaceful and secure world, all for improved economic growth. This will particularly help Kenya in preparations to host an international conference on the blue economy this November. As one of the G7 summit agenda, this presents Kenya with a good opportunity to seek partnerships in harnessing the blue economy. Kenya has also been sourcing for collaboration on the Big Four agenda, which emphasizes on affordable housing, food security, universal healthcare, and growing the manufacturing sector. The G7 summit therefore offers a good platform for Kenya to pitch her agenda to these developed economies and to seek partnerships in the action plan that targets full implementation in the next 5 years. Other key focus areas for Kenya will be partnerships in improving security, promotion of trade, as well as increased foreign direct investments for enhanced economic growth. Ruth Mutegi for Business Defined.